Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the REinvestor Academy, where we discuss all things real estate and we specialize in providing real life examples of real estate deals. So today we'll be talking about, were these our worst tenants ever? Why would we say that? They moved out overnight, they took the appliances out of the property, and then when we showed up there was a city note on the door. What's that about? Let's find out. So where do we start? So of course, when you rent real estate and you have tenants, sometimes they don't pay. Unfortunately, it happens, life happens. So we post, they owed us money. So we put a notice to vacate on their door. And in our notice to vacate, it's the beginning of the eviction process in our state. That's kind of how the eviction process has to start. So check with your state, see how it works, check with your local justice of the peace, your local judge, however that works depending upon your state. So we started this. And in our notice to vacate, it does say, contact us so we can work out an agreement about when you're going to move out, how much you owe, a payment plan. Let's get to the bottom of this before we actually go file and move forward. So, okay. So that was posted on the door because the tenants were behind. So we did that, a couple of days go by. Then all of a sudden we get a call at 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, okay. From the tenant, we're like, okay, maybe they're going to work something out. Oh, no, we just moved out. Okay, you just moved out? You didn't want to call, work something out? Oh, no, we didn't want an eviction on our record. We just moved out. Okay. I said, so everything's out of the property. Oh, yeah, everything's out of the property. Have you left the keys? Well, we left one key. We'll drop another one back by tomorrow. We just needed it to move out. Okay, well, it's 9 o'clock at night. I can't go check the property right now. I said, so I'll go check it in the morning. So, okay. So, first thing, go check the property, right? That's the first thing you want to do. Somebody moves out, go check your property, see what's going on. So I go up to the property. There's an orange notice on the door from the city. I'm like, oh, great. What's going on now? Well, of course, when I walked up, the yard hadn't been mowed for maybe 3 weeks. Okay, so what's on the notice? Well, the yard needs to be mowed. There's trash and limbs and debris that needs to be removed from the yard. Okay, it happens. We'll deal with it. So then I go into the property, and you always go into the property and you just start looking around real quick to see if there's anything major, see if there's any water pipes leaking, water left on, any water damage, toxic chemicals, who knows, just in the property, like water, sinks overflowing. You never know what happens when people move out because things happen. So you always go check, make sure there's no roof leaks, there's no holes in the ceiling, who knows. So I just walk in the kitchen, I do a double take, something's not right. Sure enough, the refrigerator and the stove, the two appliances in the kitchen, gone. I said, well, I'm pretty sure that with these tenants, we provided the stove and the refrigerator. Every once in a while, we'll have a tenant who may have want to bring their own refrigerator. So if a bigger refrigerator, we'll put that in the contract. Every once in a blue moon, we have had a tenant who wanted to keep their own stove because they love to cook. They wanted to bring their own. That's great. We just notate it. So I pulled up on my phone. And I say, okay, sure enough, they had a stove and a refrigerator. There should be a stove and a refrigerator here. So what do you do now? Well, I texted the tenant. I said, hey, you need to call me ASAP. The stove and the refrigerator aren't here. I'm going to have to file a police report if you don't contact me immediately. Okay. So, I'm like, okay, let's make sure nothing else is just damaging the property. Give them a second to at least respond. Give them a chance. So I look around the property, look inside. Okay, nothing's damaged. They've taken a lot of the stuff, majority of the stuff out. They've done a broom sweep cleaning job. They didn't mop the floors or anything like that, but as far as it goes, at least they moved out. Moved all their stuff out, all the big stuff's out. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. So I get in with that, still haven't heard. So then I call the tenant and I say, look, you need to give me a call back immediately. The stove and the refrigerator are not here. If I don't hear back from you, I am going to file a police report for theft for the appliances. So I left that voicemail. So now I'm getting a little upset, right? How am I going to get a hold of these people? So I'm like, okay, this isn't going to be a good day. Day started off great. So what are we going to do? Okay, he finally calls me back. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I said, well, the appliances aren't here and, I need those back, right? Well, can we just pay you for them? No, I need the appliances back. Otherwise, I'm going to call a police report. Because you guys moved them out apparently last night, so you should still have them somewhere. Because I'm not going to have somebody pay me back who already owes me money, who hasn't paid the rent. Probably not a good idea, right? So I didn't tell them that, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. So, okay. So, oh, let me find out what happened. Okay, I'll call you right back. I'm like, oh, great. So what happens? He actually calls me back 5 minutes later. Oh my goodness, they thought the appliance, when they were moving the stuff, I took the stove and the appliances, it's a mistake. They thought they were theirs. Really? Okay. All right. Well, I need you guys to bring them back. Oh, can we just pay you for them? No. I need them back. Otherwise, I'm calling and filing a police report for stolen merchandise. Okay. Let me call and I'll call you right back. So luckily, these guys have been in communication, which makes me a little more comfortable with the situation. So, okay. So maybe 5-10 minutes later, call me back. Okay, we'll have them back. One of our friends has a truck, blah, 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 blah. You know, the whole story. We'll have them back by 5. Said, okay, I have time to file the police report. The house isn't going anywhere, I'm thinking. So, okay, I'll give them a chance. So, okay, they're not here by 5. After 5, I'm going to be hanging out all day, unfortunately, at the house, but that's okay. I'll take some pictures, take some videos of what, the condition of the property after they moved out. So we have it for our documentation, which you always want to do when someone moves out, right before they move out, right before they move in, or if you've remodeled a property, so you have documentation that holes in the wall weren't there, things like that. Okay. So lo and behold, 4:30 comes around, right? Now, keep in mind, I've already called and had our yard guys come, mow the property, so I don't have to deal with that again with the city, because the city literally put that orange note that we saw in the beginning, that I saw when I first walked in, that morning before I showed up. So that's taken care of. So for at least 2 weeks, I don't need to send somebody back to mow the property. So that's off the list, right? Orange notice, taken care of. Boom, done. Now, 4:30, they show up. Oh my goodness, they actually brought the appliances back. I was amazed. I didn't expect it to happen, but you never know. You want to give people a chance, at least if they're responding to you. You'll be forceful, but give them a chance. So they brought the appliances back. They put them in the property. There are a couple other little things they wanted, that they meant to take, they didn't, some window coverings, whatever. That's fine. Go in, take them. And then they also gave me back the second key that I needed, so that way they officially had moved out. So, okay, great. So now we've got the property back. Much happier now. So got my appliances back. The orange notice is taken care of. Don't have to worry about that. The city will drive by next week, see that it's mowed. Everything will be good. Got my appliances back. Oh, thank goodness. So now what? Well, first thing you always do when you get a property, change the keys. These people have given the keys back. I don't want them back in my property. They're gone, right? So I changed all the locks. Now, we'll have a video in the future explaining the fastest, easiest way to do that as a landlord if you do it yourself and you don't have a property management company. But if you do things like that, change the locks, take care of it in-house. Easy, quick, simple solutions that we'll go over in a later video. So locks are all changed, new keys, basically rekeyed. Now they can't get in the property, put a lockbox on the door. Perfect. This way, any of the guys I send over to do any repairs, if I can't meet them, they can at least get in and start the work. Great. So now we're good to go. I put some signs out front, said lock boxes on the door, keys changed, everything's out. Oh, thankfully. It ended up taking all day by the time it was done, but didn't have to file a police report, which is great. Got the appliances back, everything worked out. So when you think you've seen it all, things happen, right? We've never had people take appliances out of a property before. We've had all sorts of things. Houses left trashed, houses infested with roaches, houses that you couldn't even walk in. I don't know how people lived in these properties, right? So when you think you've seen it all, there's always something new that you're gonna have, right? So what are some bullet points to take away from this? Well, first thing, when you have a rental property and an investment property, take care of things immediately, right? If there's a notice, call, get it, notice the yard needs to be done. Call, get it done right away, because you'll move on to something else and you may forget about it, then you have a fine from the city, right? You don't ever want that, because those city fines stick with the house forever. And if the city comes to mow your yard, it's gonna cost 5 times or more as much as if you just paid the yard guy to do it. So it's really not worth having the city do that. So let's see what other bullet points we have to take away. Okay, like I said, check the property, and then you always want to come check the property right away as soon as you know it's vacant, right? Take all the pictures you can of everything, so that way you can document the condition. That's a big one. You don't want someone coming back later and saying that they left a pallet of gold bars in the living room and you took them and you owe them $1,000, right? So just have documentation so you can keep it before anybody moves in, when they move out, any work you've done, so that way you have it in your file. It's always good to have because things come up. Another one, keep notes on all issues, right? If these people, I have notes on my phone in the notepad, on my iPhone that says, called them, appliances missing, they brought them back. Everything I have documented just in case you have to go before a judge later, because chances are you won't remember exactly, and if you have any sort of documentation, you'll be way better off than the other person. Lastly, don't be afraid to call, right? Call people right away. It goes with taking care of things immediately. Call people right away. Don't be afraid. If it's your investment, it's your money, it's your asset, call. So basically, that concludes this video. Remember to subscribe, like, and ring the bell below this video so you can get notified as soon as we upload more content. So from the REinvestor Academy, have a great day.